uh, as the notification for all participants. So yeah, I'm going to ask you all to raise your hand. Can you guys please raise your hand? Raise your fucking hand, please. Okay. Yeah, okay, Aji Pratama, I really appreciate that. And with one, double with one, can you please raise your hand? Okay, baby. Delphi 3, can you please raise your hand? It seems like we are not connected yet, right? You couldn't hear anything from us. Okay, I think that's no. Okay. We have quite less participant, but I'm sure that more people is going to are going to join us in show. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much for raising your hand. So now I will give the time to Mr. Jacob. Okay, to handle everything. Thank you.
Okay, for the last time, I'm gonna check my sound. Am I audible?
Yeah, beautiful.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jacob Bowman, and I'm your moderator for this night's host in this discussion. Our topic is violence in revolution. Is it necessary or not? I'm picking this topic because there are a lot of incidents like demonstration and many other events in Indonesia that are happening currently now that um, some sort of thinks that it's a beginning of a revolution. So in my chance tonight, I'm going to ask you guys some questions relating to what our topic today. Moderator, can you please next the presentation? Okay, before we're going in about violence in revolution, I'm going to ask each and every one of you that wants to give your opinion on this. What is a revolution in your opinion? Okay, I'm going to close my mic and I'm going to see who's going to raise their hands. Anyone wants to raise their hands? Please give your opinion now. Okay, Mr. Aji, please give your opinion based on this topic. What is a revolution?
Okay, revolution, it has a little relationship with revolution. We are giving a pressure for the existing status quo, and then we are the one that change the responsibility for the action. When we tell about reformist way, it means we are giving a pressure, but we put the status quo for doing that preparation, not in our responsibility. So revolution is we are taking what is that responsibility of that, and we are the one that should do about the change. Maybe that is my short opinion of revolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Raji. I kind of agree with your opinion. And any other participants wants to give their opinion on this? What is a revolution?
I'd like to give my own opinion, Mr. Jacob.
Sure. Go ahead. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you so much. So revolution is something. It is a kind of a term that is exactly similarized or have a close meaning with evolution. Okay, so the difference is actually on the period, the duration, the action as well. So the less the time we have or we need to produce or to generate the result or the outcomes, it can be said as a revolution. But if it is, it should be lengthened to a longer period, then it's called evolution. So basically, this is actually change, like metamorphosis. It's like changing, but yeah, it is closely used to several terms related to war, to political changes, or something related to education, mental, psychological stuff, and so on. I think that's my opinion.
Thank you, Mr. Mail. Any other participants want to give their opinion on this topic? Any other one? So we can move on to the next topic.
Mr.
Okay, Mr.
Hudain.
Ku.
Yeah.
Okay, please give your opinion. The time is yours.
Yeah, okay, now I'll try to deliver about the revolution. For me, if we know about the system that which handles by the old people, of course, we want to revolute. We have to change our the system that I know because in this case we live in the developing country, so it modern or it cases, of course, it will be changed by the new generation so that we just want to follow the old system because like we will live in the modern era, so we have to revolute the system or we just want to leave behind because of we are we are not update for the enhancing our knowledge or system. Yeah, that's it. I don't know, maybe if I'm wrong.
No, it's okay. There are no wrong statements. It's based on your opinion and your point of view about this topic. Okay. Any other participants wants to give their opinion based on this topic? Mr. Kung, will you lower your hand so we can uh, see the other participants that are not raising? Hello? Check, check. 102. Am I clear?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay, so it wasn't my correction. So it's there are no more participants that are going to give their opinion on this topic. So we shall move on. Please, Mr. Miles, would you next the slide? Oh, okay. I will maybe yeah. I will ask. I would, but I don't think if they don't have their own opinion about this, I don't think that it's necessary, Mr. Nail. I don't really know what their opinions are. I don't know what will they give or do they want to give their opinion or not. So if they don't want, if there's no one raising their hands, we can go on to the next topic. Um, any other participants want to give their opinion, or maybe Muhammad Ridwan? Mr. Aji, would you like to give your opinion or
Oh yeah,
hello?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Sorry, my connection is a bit unstable, so I still get misunderstanding a bit. Okay, about this question particularly, is that clear?
You're audible. You're audible.
Okay, okay.
You're right.
So I remember a lot of things about the stages of revolution before it began to happening. Uh, when we could see the analysis of martial gangs, we could see it clearly from the people who sound what is that? The injustice, for example, and so many more, to gathering the people with the same interest and sharing the same resources, and then they create as a what is that preparation of movement, and after that they wait until the momentum come in and in tuning up, for example, overthrow the existing government. They can do it in particular stages, but the revolution in usual case that I can see, I can observe in the reality is that they were coming from, for example, extractivity from the existing of government. Means in this case, I put two distinctions of parties. The first is called elites or oligarchies, or the other called majority. So they have actually have different interests. For example, in very little case in tax redistribution, the majority wants more while the elite wants less. In that case, we could see they have the moral hazard. So the existing rate of government should be in a good intermediaries between both of them. But in case when, for example, the government is owned or is controlled by the elites, and all of the policies is always representing the interest and value from the elites, while in that case is zero sum game, means supporting the right and also like impoverishing the majority. So when there is justice, is going to happening in a wide scope. For example, when majority feel they have this different choice about that. Of course, majority is seeking about their right, their justice, their what is that, their interests to be implemented. It could be the jure political power. So in that case, because the majority in elites is zero sum game, when someone gets this choice, the revolution could occur between both of them. It could be majority or elites. So it is happening when some of them own, control the government, that it will create the government has strong extractivity characteristic on that. That is my opinion. Why, for example, how can a revolution happen? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Raji. I would like to say I agree with you that there are some. First, there will be some disagreement between the majority and the elite. Okay, any other participants want to give their opinion about this? Okay, Mr.
Pratama, yeah.
Yes.
Hello, hello,
Yeah.
hello.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Is it clear? Hello, G.
You're audible. You're audible.
Okay, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, actually. Well, I believe Aji has delivered a lot of a good thing with his explanation, but I'm just going to convey my opinion as a brainless person here, because I believe if we try to derive the meaning of revolution from Aji's explanation, we will know that it's quite clear for us to know the meaning of revolution. But somehow, I just want to mention the other cause of revolution also, because perhaps it could be so intriguing for some people to listen my explanation here. But for me, for my money, what is that? Revolution can be happen also because there is an interest. There's an interest in order to take over the change. So basically, some people try to subdue something that can be so useful for them, and they try to harness it. It's like I will give just a simple example about it. When I see the opportunity that I can take over the current government in order to take my own profit. So probably I will also use the condition in order to harness this condition to take over that kind of opportunity. So I believe, what is that? In a nutshell, we can say that revolution can be happen because we try to get a profit because of the condition, because we try to harness the condition. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Pratama. That's a very good opinion that revolution will happen if there is an opportunity to conduct it. Okay, is there any other participants who wants to give their opinion on this?
Okay, me, brother.
Okay, Mr. Mail, please.
Okay, thank you so much. So I believe that how can a revolution happen? Basically, it's like there is a psychological background behind the story, in my assumption. So I can say you try to rebel toward the current status quo, the current government, because of the mounting dissatisfaction. Okay, this dissatisfaction may be caused due to the disorientation done by the government in ruling the system, in ensuring the prosperity of the citizens. They are unable to fully responsible toward all the duties, toward the mandate that's actually given by the society for them. They have been elected for not compromising something that only will backstab the citizens, but uh, on the contrary, for a simple mistreatment, it can lead to revolution or rebel. So revolutions might happen because of not only the dissatisfaction, but because of distrust. Okay, because when some people dissatisfy on your service, they will distrust for everything you said, despite being packaged or being stimulated by so many kinds of positive um, how to say refreshment or some beautiful advertisements, it will not make sense anymore because at the end of the day, you have been like getting distrusted by so many people around you, and because the inability of the governments to change their perspective or to do something that our society commonly demand or expect. Okay, there comes the revolution because yeah, when when you keep asking, but you won't be given for what you say, you have been like being stopped and shut it down for every suggestion, advices you give toward the government itself. Yeah, the expressions of dissatisfaction from words it changed to the action, into some roots, into vandalism, into some uncontrollable actions that can be called revolution. Okay, but probably that would be like there are some mechanisms that can be done inside the revolution itself. Probably it can be extended by other explanation later on. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mail. And is there any other participants who wants to give their opinion? Maybe Mr. Ridwan or Mr. Musin or Uchi Baby who wants to give their opinion based on this question? Any other participants wants to give their opinion on this? I guess not. I don't see any raised hands. And yeah, I think we can move on to the next question, Mr. Miles. Okay. For the illustration, I'm going to give an example of the French Revolution. French Revolution is being noted as one of the best and most successful and most impactful revolution the world ever noticed. Okay, how does a revolution affect a social order? So if we're talking about revolutions based on of your opinion that you have stated to me and to all the participants on the first question before, I would like to uh, ask for your opinions. Any participants who want to give their opinions based on this question?
Okay, probably for starting, I'd like to give my another opinion. May I, Mr. Jacob?
Sure, sure. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you so much. I got so many time. Okay, yeah. So, how does actually revolution impact the order on social sphere? I believe that it will. It depends on the degree or the matrix of the evolution. The bigger the scope, the heavier the impact is going to be. So, of course, every revolution has its own purposes, has its own goals and schemes. Okay, probably some revolutions happen to only counterattack on the political perspective, but sometimes some people, some revolution demands more than just political circumstances. They expect more alterations, not only on the political basis, but also in structural, social, cultural changes. So I guess that uh, having revolution impacting the society will likely change all the condition because uh, when revolution occur, precisely it will like affect greatly toward the governments. Okay, so it will like outdo the current structure inside the government or simply overthrow the current stabilizations done by the government or creating another new government to overshadow the current government. So I don't know whether revolution will actually bring so much benefits rather than the harms. But yeah, I guess it's my introductions to this question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other participants who wants to give their opinion based on this topic? Maybe Mr. Aji or Mr. Ku or any other participants? Okay, Mr. Pratama, please. The time is yours.
Well, I don't want to give my notion here. I just want to ask someone that, can someone here explain to me what is social order here? I don't really get it. Yeah, I mean, perhaps I can give my statement about this question, but I need to know what is social order means here. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Yes. Okay. Social order or it's more of a what's happening in the society. For example, um, their their stratification or their government or the uh, in my opinion, social order is a status quo in their society, and I think that's it for the social order. Is it, does it enlighten you, or shall I give another opinion based on my search? Hello, can you guys hear me? Hello.
Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh,
I can hear you
so
now.
okay, okay. So, well, in my opinion, it reminds me about the things that happened before Suharto became a president in our country. Because back then, when he tried to get his the position of president from Sukarno, what is that? In that period, because we talk about what is that? Revolution affect a social order, right? So basically, it's remind me about what is that? A new wave that appeared in our community back then. And due to what is that? Due to the revolution, not revolution actually. I can't say that revolution, but it's because of Singleton tried to take the position of president, and Orde Baru happens, right? So basically, because of that things, a new wave appears in our community, and it disguises itself as what is that? As an organization that actually try to stand up by our country, but somehow what is that? It gives a really negative effect to our society because they just try to what is that, use their position in order to get profit for them, and it's happened until now. They what is that? They try to use the story of communism party back then, and they massacre all of that, all of member of what is that, PKI, right? Partai Komunis Indonesia. They try to disguise themselves as a hero. They massacre all of them, and after that, they what is that? They become a hero for temporary in our society. But because of the things that they did in the past, they use that. They use their power in order to what is that? In order to do a lot of things that can yield them a lot of profit. And what is I don't want to say this organization, but yeah, I need to say this because it's what is that? We call it Ormas in English, Pemuda Pancasila, right? Uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's the mention. Yeah, because of the things that they did in the past, because of the thing that they did in the past. Back then, people treat them as a hero, but some of them, some of them, some of them, what is that? Came across that, oh, this condition can be really good for us. We can take a profit from it. So it's really affect our social order because we are what is that? We are now in a position that our society is not only controlled by government, but also what is that? Yeah, that kind of organization behind all of this, and it can move our people actually. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Pratama, for your opinion. Any other participants who want to give their opinion on this? Mr. Pratama, you can lower your hand, please. Okay, Mr. Aji, please give your opinion. Then
Okay, so sorry because my connection here is heavy rain, it's a bit unstable. So, okay, in this case, how does the revolution affect social order? I think the extractiveness characteristic from the government, for example, and other case about that, is like a cancer in your body. So it is pivotal for doing a surgery to lift out the cancer and make your body healthy. So in my presumption, uh, revolution is something that can save or rebalance the interest between both parties, either from elite or from the majority. So in this case, surgery, like you know, blooding the war, for example, is an affordable event that should be happened. When you could see every changes, it brings a lot of suffering and a lot of happiness then. So in case of this, I think a revolution is something that should be done because every time, for example, one rule or one culture or one characteristic will evolve when the social structure is still remain the same while the precondition, I mean externality condition, is different and disrupting the existing of, for example, existing social law, social agreement. Of course, we should change it either by reformist way or revolutionist way. It doesn't matter, but time will offer that way. So it is how do we can adapt with that. So in this case, important for us spreading the ideas, what the best way we can do, either way that we can restructure in current situation. And revolution will always offers a thing that it is demandable by the society itself. That is my opinion. Thank you.
Sure. Hello,
Yeah, hello.
Mr. Aji. Oh,
Yes,
hello.
I'm done. I'm done.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr.
Yes,
Aji.
Mr. Jacob.
I kind of agree with
Yes.
your opinion since, yeah, it's changing some aspects in the society which is really dominating or is really dangerous for the society as well to be kept in for a long time. Okay. Any other participants want to give their opinion based on this question? Okay, if there's none who's going to give their opinion on this, I think I'm
There's
going to
somebody.
give my opinion on this too.
There is
Oh,
somebody.
I'm sorry.
Fabrian.
Oh, Mr. Fabrian. Okay, please, the time is yours.
Hello. May I start now?
Yes, hello. Yes, your sound is very audible.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Fabrian, your sound is very audible and you can speak now.
Oh, okay. Thank you for my opportunity. I will give my opinion, but I'm sorry if my opinion is, uh, I think it's wrong or not correct. Uh, I believe revolution make several of the change of in our system or our government system, but about the effect. Uh, if sometime revolution
I couldn't hear you, Fabian.
revolution at the past.
Can you please raise your voice?
Go on, Mr. Fabrian, we're
You're not
listening.
that really
Okay.
loud.
Sorry, is it clearly?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. Uh, I think the revolution give a not bad impact, but will give a traumatic to some people in the past. He did did the revolution or uh, get impact in revolution is make some people and their child will be scared in the future, like we know in Sukarno era. We know about the PKI give a more traumatic impact to their child. And now I think just that from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Fabrian. I kind of agree with your opinion since there are also the 98 revolution, which give very many traumatics to our cousins, the young ones, because uh, some of them are being raped and being persecuted. And your opinion is actually very good. Any other participants want to give their opinion? Mr. Hassan, Mr. Muhammad Ridwan, Mr. Miss Siti, or Mr. Uchi, please give your opinion on this topic. Any? Any opinion on this topic? Okay. Since there is no participants raising their hands, I'm going to give my own opinion. In my opinion, how does a revolution affect a social order? Um, I think it will, if it's done correctly and it does have a good purpose. Um, I think it will give a huge impact on society, on the economy aspect, on the social aspect, and on the cultural aspect. And I really think that um, if the revolution is involving many people and many parts of the society, it will be very effective and will do much impact on the society as well. And it will make the society better at some point because of that revolution. Um, since no one is going to give their opinion about this, we would like to go on to, for the next question, Mr. Mael. Since you've discussed about how does a revolution being held, in your opinion, does a revolution do more harm than good? Because in some revolution, there are vandalism, there are anarchists um, who is going to be taking a part of the revolution and doing more harm than good in in the point of view of some people. I would like to hear from each of you. Does a revolution do more harm than good, and why? Please, participants, please raise your hand if you wanna talk about it. The time is yours. Actually, anyone?
Okay, probably I'll try to begin, Mr. Jacob, by keeping my own viewpoint on this one.
Okay, okay, go on. Time is yours.
I believe that revolution should be done and will bring more benefits than its harm. Okay. Probably at the very beginning or the very first stage of revolution, it creates even even more than just expected harms. Okay, sometimes the process um, can happen beyond the expectation. So there might be several unassumable impacts or negative outcomes that is not very well managed or can be coped at the same time by both revolutionists or the one who stand as the incumbent or the status quo government, the current government. And the examples of the harms, the example of the benefits that can be obtained by the revolution is firstly, uh, there will be a clear hope in altering the current condition because I strongly believe that for every action, there will be reaction. For every impact, there will be cause. So I can say that if revolution does happen, then it means there will be something that trigger it to happen. Okay, the dissatisfaction, the distrust, the disorientation, it becomes accumulating depression, and it starts the intolerable actions by the society themselves. So I believe that by having revolution on our in front of us, it can change the dissatisfaction to it's like rising hope, okay, to have a better atmosphere of the government. And second benefit is that by having revolution, it also uh, it is the moment when we can actually apply the different methods to rule or uh, to legalize some policies that cannot be achieved or unachievable with the current government. Okay, so probably the current government, they have the particular mindset to set up the policies and regulation. And while they keep becoming someone who maintain and control the government, it means those minorities or even those majorities unable to resist to every elite's decision or elite's decision. So by having this revolution, we can expect that there will be changing in the policies or in mechanisms that can seem progressive, more progressive than the current one. I think those two benefits actually outweigh the harms that might happen because I kind of believe that um, uh, no pain, no gain. Yeah, to gain something, you need to sacrifice something. Okay, you need to tear your blood, tear your skin, and give your tears for the sake of gaining something better. I believe it is the moment we should be pragmatism to innovation. We need to sacrifice something that we believe our principles to gain more benefits in return. I think that's what I think.
Thank you, Mr. Nail. I see Mr. Umbul wants to give his opinion. Please, Mr. The time is
Okay, that is me, Aji. Sorry, I'm using phone right now. My laptop is broken
Sure.
because of the bad signal. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Then, when I look struggling to answer this question, I'm really concerned about who's the constituents behind the opposition process. One that have very strong trust for doing overthrowing the existing government, doing revolution like this, of course, opposition. But when we could see whose constituencies behind of the opposition, for example, when they're backing, I mean, same in another elites, we could see after the Reformation in Indonesia, for example, it's actually a revolutionary, but it's not a total revolution. The result were probably the same. So in this case, we should make the revolution in the inclusive way. Inclusive way means it should be a majority as a whole participate in this action. Without having that inclusivity, when all of people still don't realize about the importance for doing the revolution, of course the result were actually the same. Only for benefiting one elites to another elites. It's not for the majority at all. We should make what is that spearheading this action through broadly level of the majority of people. So it is how the way we can achieve the sustainable of revolution. Without that, it is only harmful. It is only it's like a heaven, but in short term. In long term, it will be probably going to the same thing. So we should learn from the Suharto's era how that regime back then were overthrowing the Sukarno's era, and then next to the reformists, 1987, when we could see the democracy stages is only temporarily, when we could see the now the current situation politically, economically, all of the indicators were bad. We should have a lesson about that. And also, in order for achieving that sustainable revolution, we should make it in permissive way, in inclusive things, inclusive ways, inclusive ways. It is how do we could achieve that. Okay, that is my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Raji, for your opinion. Any other participants who wants to give their opinion on this? Maybe Mr. Ku or Mr. Mr. Hassan or Mr. Musin or Miss Siti. Anyone, please give your opinion on this. Anyone wants to give their opinion? I don't see any raised hands. Okay, if there is none who's going to give their opinion, maybe I should. Does a revolution do more harm than good? In my opinion, a revolution do more good than harm. From the way I see it, the bad effects like the vandalism and the anarchist is basically the side effect of revolution itself. Revolution itself is actually changing what's not right in the society by oppressing the one who's in charge in the society. So if the bad side in the society is being demolished and the society becomes better, I think that's uh, a better effect, uh, which could cover the vandalism and the anarchists from the side effects of the revolution. I think that's my opinion. Does anyone want to give their opinion on this? If not, we'll go on to the next question, Mr. Nail.
Before moving, it seems like Fabian would like to give his opinion.
What is right?
Fabian seems would like to give his opinion.
It's not moving.
Yeah, seems like Fabian raises
Oh,
his hand.
Okay.
May I give
I'm
my
sorry. I'm
opinion?
sorry. Sure. I'm sorry. I didn't see your raised hand. I'm using my phone. Oh yes.
Sorry, sorry, I let raise my hand because
I'm sure.
I got bad connection at here.
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You can have your opinion.
Uh, in my opinion, this revolution just only give impact, good impact. Who won the revolution? But for the many participant is lose in in the fight. I think we'll get the harm, will get the bad impact, like we know at Syria and many other country, many Islamic country in the cent, Timur Tengah. How to say Timur Tengah? Uh, in Middle East, I think it's just the participant who have uh, their who have their comprehension about the Islamic comprehension. But for the for the citizen is very bad impact, I think, because they they all got uh, vandalism in their country, and they is not comfortable again stay in their country. Yeah, I think it's about harm or good. It's just about who won the revolution. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Fabrian. That's a very good opinion. And from my reads from the chat, and from the past opinions, I think you have the same perspective with Mr. Aji, which says that sometimes the revolution must be done by the majority, while the ones most revolution are benefiting the participants if the majority isn't the part of it. Uh, I kind of agree with you because, um, however, they will all the one who will get the benefit is always the one who's participating. That's why the majority need to participate in the society of the revolution. Okay, is there any other participants who wants to raise their hands before we move on to the next question? Okay, Mr. Aji,
Okay.
do you want to speak up
Yes.
about this topic?
Yes, probably. I just want
Okay, time
to
shows.
little addition. So when we could see the clear example in the book of the origin between or democracy and dictatorship by Darren Acemoglu, for example. So the stages, the last stages about the revolution is de jure and de facto political power. De facto political power when a group of people, or just let's say opposition, could gather 10 million people that can overthrow the government. Yeah, it's still called revolution. But the next stages is the jure political power. The jure political power is the public decision making, who are then sitting in the case of legislative assembly as members of that, who are sitting as a person who create public regulations. When, for example, I'm the elites, I'm using the power of IRS, for example, for the revolution, and million people, for example, overthrowing the Jokowi's regime like this. And IRS, because I have strong relationship and I support him, and he support me also for sitting on the legislative assembly. And after that, in temporarily, I will probably representing the interests of the majority who are participating on the revolution. But and then, for example, 1 or 2 years next, for example, I will change my own direction of policy. I will change it. I will come back to my own interest, self-interest, as elites, as oligarchies, and it was happening in everywhere, every time. So the sustainable one, in my emphasizement, is when the inclusivity at all of the people of the group that could regulate them better, that can work together in the specific movement, can create the your political power supported by the facto political power. It is the important keys how to make the revolution more more beneficial than the harmful that had occurred. So that's my little addition about this. Thank you.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Rajib, for your addition. Is there any other opinion on this topic before we move on to the next question? Um, I don't see other raised hands, so we can move on, Mr. Kyle. Is it moving already, or does it change from the next topic because it's not changing?
Yeah, I did change. It's the new slides, right?
My screen. I can't see if there is this new slide already being changed or not. Because I think it's my connection
New one, I
or
guess.
it's not changed. If we move on to the next question after the harm or good of the revolution.
Yeah. Can you see it change?
Okay.
It changes now.
No. Okay.
What is
Unfortunately,
the
I have the same connection as all of you. So, do you guys see this question on the screen? Because I didn't see it.
okay.
Please respond. Okay, do you guys see the slide there?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. I'm really sorry if because I have a very poor connection and I can't see the next slide. I might have gone to
Look at the chat box,
PowerPoint myself.
Jacob.
Hold on. Oh, hold on. Let me just wait. Hold on.
Look at the chat box.
Hold on. Okay. So the next question is, what is the possible outcome if a worldwide revolution happens? So think about it this way. the world, every nation of the world saw a difference and they same opportunity to revolute to a certain elite that was maybe the world. Let's play our imagination here. What is your opinion about this? Any of you give your opinion on this? Yes, Mr. Raj, please. Give your opinion. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Well, it is well-deserved question. So, in my what's that? Okay, in my thinking, unemployment, poverty, uh, suicide, suicide rates, and all the other badness indicators were coming structuralized, proposed by the policy agenda, by the political decisions. It should not to be this way. And also for a country that has trapped in, for example, foreign debt that impoverishing the society because they should follow the austerity measure were coming from the proposal from IMF. It should not be this way also. The first that the step that we should structuralize is what is the better change in this world that could be achieved rationally. So of course the Green New Deal, job guarantee for all, and other thing that can reducing or eradicating at all about poverty, inequality, and so on should be implemented first. Of course, for tackling those problems, we should have the good proposal. Good proposal now should be supported in the right curriculum of of the campuses, and also it should be spearheaded, to be spread by those intellectuals to the whole of the society. And also we should restructure also the cost for grabbing that education. For example, someone is hard access a good book or right book because it is being commercialized. We should change the structure of that. The first is we should make the education must be free. Oh, this is like propaganda, like Nota, right? We should provide an institution that can share the ideas about the education first, and then we spread out, of course, the thinking about what is the possible outcome could be achieved, what is the right curriculum that should be used. And after the people are majority on it, understand what the right way for doing that, of course, it will be gradually evolve to something new stages that can make the awareness spreading more faster, and then make the people are aware that revolutions times to be done by us. And then after that, after awareness is going around to the every people thinking mindset, we could do revolution for minimally domestically, we could achieve that. And then after one country, for example, was starting doing a revolution, for example, we could see Cuba back then, they are inclusive about that way. So we can intervene, not intervene, I mean like giving inspiration to other countries for following the same stage, same things. And then when uh, it will be spreading this entire of the world, we could achieve the new stages in this world that is not poverty or even inequality exists anymore. So it needs gradual time, of course, but it needs a deterministic way for achieving that. That is my thinking about this question.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Aji. Is there anyone
Thank
who
you.
wants to give their opinion about this? I would like to ask Mr. Angga or Cikodeng Ilir or Mr. Hasan. Please give your opinion about this.
Mr. Hassan is raising his hand, Mr. Jess.
Okay, Mr. Hasan. Okay, Mr. Hasan.
Hello, Tes.
Please give your opinion. Yes, you're audible and you can speak now.
I'm sorry, I'm not follow this topic from the start, but from this question, what is possible outcome if a worldwide revolution happens? On my opinion, revolution is happen is right now, because all the country in the world, right? Change. We our lifestyle. Uh, Now all doing by digital. Yes, and now so many people do the job from home. I think it's revolution in lifestyle our right now, and it's possible worldwide revolution. I think it's all about me. I think it's that from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hasan. Is there any other participants who wants to give their opinion on this? Is there any other participants? I don't see any raised hands.
Me, Mr. Jay.
Okay, Mr. Mail. Okay, let's go. Time sure.
Okay, let's go. Going well. Okay, thank you, Mr. Jacob. Okay, so if we're actually responding to these questions, kind of assume that like World War or three later on, where, where we'll be hijacked or will be colonized by aliens from other. Say that, yeah, just like
Mr. Mail, we found
just like
your sound is not audible now. It's come and gone. Uh, Hello, Mr. Mail. It's still not audible now. Or is it just me? Or you guys can hear it too? Hello? Please answer.
well, I don't really actually mute myself,
Hello?
guys.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah. Hello. Yeah, I can hear you now.
okay, okay, that's good then. Okay,
Okay, okay.
sampai mana? Back to uh, our era, where there will be no system applied and implementation and leaderships. That's going to be quite nasty because uh, that's that kind of thing. I mean, like worldwide revolution only happen when all technologies malfunction or doesn't function as what they supposed to function at all. That's when worldwide revolutions might actually take place. Otherwise, I'm not sure that worldwide revolution in holistic, probably partially from one country or particular one or particular another one. Yeah, that's going to happen. I think that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mail. Is there any other participants who want to give their opinion on this?
Mr. Chikonen, resistance.
Okay, Mr. Ciponeng Ilir, please. Yes.
Okay, thanks for Mr. Jacob to give the opportunity for me to deliver my statement. And regarding the question, what is the possible outcome if the world war revolution happen? Yeah, the slightly possible for this this happening is perhaps the world will organized by one nation. If it's like who dominates the other's country, like the powerful country will dominate the other for the government system or government system. It can be ideology like liberalism or capitalism. And in the other hand, it seems like we will utilize one language because as the international language and all of the country learn it because it's like the dominant nation will intervene like a culture to put it for the read exercise in IELTS or WSET or TOEFL. We can read all the history of American and history of British. So we learn more about that, and so we learn about the language also. So that is the slightly possible that the word will organized by one nation and the other organization, although they are semi-autonomous, it's like puppet for the domination of power. And it really happened when we talk about the ideology, how Arab Spring, Arab Spring is how the monarchy government is devastated by the democracy government. If we look at at the data, it's coming from the Tunisia for 2012. So they changed the government, and then the Libya also for Muammar Gaddafi, that the president was killed by the civil war, and the Mubarak also from the Egypt is the out monarchy system led by Mubarak for 30 years and now led by Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. And the other is the Yemen, that his president at the previous is Ali Abdullah Saleh for 2012. And they all changed the government system from the monarchy to the democracy government. And for the other, it's like the Saudi Arabia too still maintain the monarchy system there. That Muhammad bin, I forget what the president. Yeah, the Muhammad bin Salman. Muhammad bin Salman is the children from the Salman bin Abdul Aziz still maintain, although there are a lot of protests regarding his policies. And in the other hand, but the other revolution not come from the monarchy to democracy, but from democracy to the monarchy system. It really happened for the Iran nation, that now Iran, it seems like the monarchy is coming from the Abbasiya system because it seems like the world war between the Sunni and Shia in the Middle East. But I will maintain this is not about the system perhaps, but it is about how the government officials like the president can give the prosperity and also give the fair injustice, especially for law enforcement. Whatever the system is utilized, especially for the countries, but if the personality of the president as the leader of the country is not giving the prosperity well, so it will be difficult for the country to manage their societies. Especially there is the intervention from the other region who dominates the world, that will come up the civil war. And that is the possibility that I mentioned. It will be organized by one nation and organized by one language. Thanks for Ms. Jacob.
Please, time is yours. Okay, thank you, Mr. Cikananglir. Is there any other participants who want to give their opinion on this? Mr. Raja, would you add something else?
I disagree with the notion that the real prosperity in this world after going through several revolutions is only controlled by one country. I disagree with that because as long as there are separation of country, as long as there is still Indonesia still exists, Malaysia still exists. Oh shit, my signal, all right. Is that clear?
No, it's clear now. It's clear now.
Okay, okay. So as long as other countries are exist, so it's impossible expecting prosperity led by one superpower country. Because when we could see, for example, I just give you a little example on economical perspective. European countries, which is giving up its own sovereignty of currency to European central banks, each country member unable to do such spending, except for expecting the European central banks could offer them a debt. So without unable for using its own currency, using its own IOU, issuing it domestically, it's impossible achieving sustainable full employment. It's impossible also redirecting the policy toward that can support for the inclusive growth. Means there is no inequality. It's impossible because the austerity measures, I mean the usual game changer on their economical policies, always supporting or benefiting the super top wealthiest people through doing more speculation and so many more. So in this case, achieving the sustainable prosperity, the first we should having full of sovereignty of our currency. When we have full of that, for example, also doing the debt jubilaya, the jubilaya means forgiving the debts, the debt. So we have full sovereignty, and then we could do such spending without we so worry more about interest rates, and then it is impacting nothing about our country, and then we could do such spending a lot of way that we can that we can do. So having sovereignty is the key. How a country achieving the dream about prosperity, justice, whatever, it is the key first. Okay, that is my opinion.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Aji. Okay, this will be okay. We can go on to the next slide, Mr. Mail. This will be our last discussion, and yeah, this will be the end of our discussion for tonight. Okay, Mr. Mail, have you select the
You believe that the revolution
discussion?
through violence.
Yes, hello?
Seems like Mr. Alexis is happy, Mr. Jack. May speak up, Mr.
Since we're going to close the discussion, I'm going to give it to Mr. Wait, hello?
Yeah, you're audible.
Check. 1 2.
Yeah, you're audible. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, but I don't see your screen, Mister. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Um, hold on. Because we have reached the end of our discussion, I'm going to give it to Mr. Mail to close the discussion. Please, Mr. Mail, if you want to close the discussion.
Oh, I can see it.
Your time is yours. I can't see it though. Can you guys give me the question though? This might be our last question. Can you write it in the chat? Because I can't see it literally.
Yeah, the slide is about, do you believe that a revolution must go through violence? Okay, seems like Mr. Angga raises his hand, Mr. Jacob.
Yes, Mr. Angga. Okay, Mr. Angga.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jacob, and everyone. Good evening. I'm going to try to explain my ideas about revolution first, because it is related to how the way we define revolution itself and how to go through it, actually. So in my viewpoint, revolution is something that you do to revolutionize things. So it's not only about politics, it's not only about economies, but it's it's about all of the things in my viewpoint, like technologies, health, and so on and so forth, many people, as many people mentioned earlier, right? Because as far as I'm concerned, all of us seem having different perspectives, different definitions regarding revolution itself. So in my viewpoint, it is related to revolutionize things. Um, for example, in several centuries, there was industrial revolution, which changed the way the industries run themselves from people to technologies, and we have information revolution. We change the way we communicate to others from BlackBerry to Android, and or even from internet, basically, right? So yeah, it is related to the the way we change something radically, rudely, and deeply. However, in my opinion, all of those changes can't be achieved well when we cannot revolutionize the political and economical aspects of our life, because it is related to um, the the people, the group of people even who will harness the advancement of technology. If in the capitalism era, like we are living right now, in my viewpoint, all of those advancements will be benefit for the elite, as Mr. Ajit said earlier, um, particularly the one or those who have the high budget, the high models, the high capital, right? As we can see, for example, in this pandemic era, in the midst of in which many people having difficulties, but the data shows that there are several people who have increased their wealth amid this condition. Therefore, in my viewpoint, it is pivotal to change or to revolutionize the political and economical aspect of this world, which is capitalism. Um, um, Agree or not agree, I believe this is capitalism era. Whether you agree or not, we are living in capitalism era in which several people, only a few people who control the world. So to revolutionize this, there were several experiences who tried to change this economy. Um, whether it'll be through violence or not, it all depends on the powers of people who will overthrow the thing. If the majority of people agrees to change the economy and political system, in my opinion, based on the historical aspect, it'll not through violence. For instance, in the Russian Revolution in 1917, the majority of people back then agreed to change or to overthrow the elite, which was from temporary government, because and also supported by the federalism supporters. However, back then, due to the fact that the majority of people agreed to change the world, so the minority willingly follow them. However, I assume that I believe after that there would be many violences, but in fact, in the case of Russian Revolution, there even though there was still violence, but it was like little than other revolutions in the world. It was due to the fact that many people agreed to change the world. That's the point. Based on Trotsky's perspective, if we want to change the economic politics aspect, which is capitalism, there will be 3 points that we need to have. First is about the crisis. of the system, right? Because without crisis, the awareness, the consciousness of people who want to change the world is less, right? For example, when capitalism back then faced the boom economy, in which many people would get the benefits from it, like your salaries were higher and you got many social assistance made by the government. That was the case when capitalism was booming back then. And when we wanted to change the system in the boom economy, it was kind of difficult because most of them supported the conditions, the circumstances. However, when the capitalism, the system was in the midst of crisis, there would be a plethora of discontent amid people. So in that condition, people were eager to change the world. However, it's not enough, Trotsky said. So the second condition would be the consequences of it, which is the widespread discontent of people, the majority of people, which are working people, peasants, um, farmers, and so on and so forth. That's really pivotal, as can be seen from the history, like Indonesian revolution in our independence, or in the Iron Revolution, or in the Reformasi in Indonesia. It was kind of like revolution, but not fully a revolution. Since when we wanted to change the world, we need to radicalize it, in which we need to change the motive of economy, which is accumulative, expansive, and exploitative. That's very pivotal. And the last point, based on perspective, in my viewpoint, and I do believe it should be, it should happen, is the pioneers of people who um, who consist of group of people who are eager, who desire to change the world, to impact or embed the ideas of revolution to people's perspective. However, in our history, in my assumption, the minority who consist of group of people were difficult to exist. That's why it's so important to build the pioneers to change the world. Or probably all of us here, even though we are a minority, we can think deeply about the economy and how the way we change the world. I think that's all for me, from me, Mr. Jacob. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Angga. Please, go to English. It seems like Mr. Haji would like to give his opinion.
Okay,
The call is yours.
okay, thank you. When my voice is back and stopping, you can stop it directly, right? So when we are seeing
Okay.
throughout of the entire history from the Mesopotamia back then, 2000 BC, until the Roman Empire, until now, for example, from India until Indonesia case. So the case, a trust for doing a revolution is merely coming from the executive government, government that is controlled by the few, like what clearly Mr. Angga said. In that case, the elites, the executive government, the first always do the repression for the whole society that want to overthrow them, that want to do revolution, even reformation. They will be killed by them. We could see clearly. We could see it clearly through after the general election 2019 in Indonesia, and also for the recent times, like 6 people were being killed by the policeman in the 50-kilometer highway. So unless we are surpassing, I mean, our power, consolidating each other, surpassing the power, the trust of the what's that repression. So after that, after we surpassing that step, the elites, the executive government will do concession, win-win solution between the majority and the elites. And it will not be sustainable because the elite always under pressure for doing the more extractiveness. Because when we could see, for example, when you're as a president or others, when you have promoting a lot of fraudulent policy, for example, the jail will waiting you when you are not sustaining your power. So that's why executive government is under pressure sustaining itself. So we could see that the time when Suharto still 30 years as a president because he was hiding his own sins. So in that case, we should do more, surpassing the stages that the repression could destroy us. In that case, we are going to the next step called concession. But it should not stop on that way. We should going forward after that to consolidation, bottom line consolidation. That is the preferable revolution. Of course, it should be going to the violation of a condition. It's like doing surgery, lifting up your own cancer. So it is an unavoidable moment, unavoidable event about the field violence about that. So it is should be surpassing the repression and consolidation to achieving a bottom line consolidation. Of course, it should be supported by the aspects that have been mentioned by Mr. Angga. Here's my last opinion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. RG. Now, Mr. Tipanek Milir, please give your opinion. The time is yours.
Okay, thanks for Mr. Jacob. Regarding to that question, do you believe that revolution must go through violence? Yeah, I'm in the same opinion with Mr. Angga's statement. It depends on who is the executor from that revolution. If we look at and where is coming from the term of revolution? If the revolution is coming from the government official, so it can be without violence. It seems like the example that when our president announced or proclaimed that they will conduct the revolution like the mental revolution, so there is not a victim for that. Although I don't know what is the result from that term, the mental revolution for Indonesia. And the second is when it's coming from the worldwide revolution like the technology industrial revolution industrial and also revolution technology 4.0 and others, the government will support it and give the facilitating or give the facilities for that revolution. So it will not harmful from the societies or the nation. But if the revolution is coming from the societies, it will be the violence. If we look at the perhaps HBS statement or they proclaim the revolution in the term of what Ahlak revolution. So the banner is yeah, diturunkan. Well, what we call in English, yeah, the banner was diturunkan, and there is a victim from that term or what from that circumstances like Mr. Aji said before in the highway 50 kilometer, it's there are 6 victims in the human rights violence, and when we look at the ideology, perhaps it also will come off the violence like when utilized from the communist ideology that is coming from the Adits and others, and his friend is coming from China. So the revolution is like the moving by the society to change the government system that will be profitable or acceptable in societies and give the proper prosperity for them. But I will come back to my statement at the first time. It's depend on who is the executor from that revolution. If the executor is the people who have many facilities to do it, so it will become true without violence. But if the executor from that, if only a Trump from that, so the people who have interest, or it's like the other people with distinguish the other people interest, especially for officials or government, so it will be come up the violence for that revolution. Thanks for me.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Cikoneng Ilir. Is there any other opinion before we close our discussion? I don't see any raised hands. Mr. Mail, would you give your opinion, or Mr. Muhammad Ridwan, or Mr. Musin, would you like to give your opinion, your last opinion on this topic?
Okay, I will add a little bit.
Okay. Go on. Time case.
Okay, so thank you. Yeah, muscular violence. Yeah, it is necessary. Like there will be more than just vandalism. There will be like anarchists. It's going to be involved in imposing revolution because diplomacy or soft approach won't likely function very well and eventually to achieve the changes because those kinds of the talk discussion from table to table will work, and that's why here comes revolutions that might be ruder and more frontal, more direct toward the how to say it's not entirely changes. So so the changes that's not supposed to happen, it will be forcibly done to generate a different outcomes that is expected by the revolutionists to begin with. So I believe, yeah, revolution must go through violence because otherwise it will be less expected to fruit something. I mean, like to reach the goal of the revolution itself. I think that's there, Jacob.
Okay, Mr. Mail, thank you. Um, I might give my own opinion about this before I end my own discussion tonight. In my opinion, revolution should go in peace. I I I am really agree with Mr. Aji that Mr. Angga that it depends on who are executing the revolution. If it's the government and it doesn't have any system, then yeah, there is no uh, there's no violence or there's no anarchy. But um, if it's getting rid of the government, there must be violence on there. That's all from my opinion. I would like to pass the discussion to Mr. Mail.
Unmuted first.
Sorry, I completely forgot. Thank you so much for reminding me. So, guys, thank you so much for your gathering. But before closing, I'd like to share something in regard to some vocabularies that we have been learning so far through this discussion. Okay, wait, I'm going to share this one. So, yeah, you can see that, yeah, there are several vocabularies. The first one is generate, it means produce, menghasilkan. Alter, change, mengubah. Harness, it means memanfaatkan to use something optimally. Aftermath is like after effects or impacts or outcomes. And outweigh means overshadow ya, memberatkan, ya, menjadi lebih berat, menjadi lebih prioritas, menjadi lebih penting. When he eradicate, melawan, combat, go against, and standing, you can say expenditure. So I guess that's the vocabularies that we learned from today and tonight's discussion. But yeah, additions to giving you the vocabularies learned, we would like to invite you to open the cams and we would like to take a picture together. Okay, so guys, please open your fucking cam now. Okay, so yeah, Mr. Hassan, Mr. Hudari, Mr. Musin as well. Where is Mr. Jacob? Mr. Jacob, Mr. Jacob is not right here because he's rushing. Probably he was in the cafe and he needs to get out as soon as possible. Mr. Hassan. Okay, seems like I couldn't see him. Okay, so thank you so much for your participation. I really appreciate that. Okay, so let's take picture together. Mr. Ripon, what? Okay, that's good. Okay, on the count of 3. Okay, but I didn't see Mr. Ripon. Okay, so yeah, 1. I look at the camera and smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more time. Okay, with different style. Okay, give me your another fucking style. Okay. Okay, that's really good. Okay. Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's really cool, by the way. Okay. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. I'm so satisfied by having you all. And the last we say, Hail Ota. Yesterday.
Say tomorrow.
Okay, guys. So thank you. See you next time. See you on the next Saturday night discussion. See you all.